Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from EUFRIR. This is their mini Wi-Fi hidden spy camera, and this can be used for a multitude of uses, such as a nanny cam or home security, a pet camera. So you've got a lot of different uses that you can use with this. Now, it does support motion detection and night vision, and has a built-in battery as well. We're going to dig into this now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is everything that you get once you get it out of the box. You're going to get a user manual here, and this user manual is written in English. There is a QR code here that will take you to a video tutorial, kind of like what I'm going through today. If I miss anything, you can check that out. You do want to get the HD Wi-Fi Cam Pro app. You can get it for Android or for iOS. There's a lot of good information in here about setting everything up, so hold on to this just in case you need to reference it. Now, they do give you a charging / power cable, and I'll tell you why. It is a small camera, does have a small rechargeable battery in it that you can get up to 60 minutes or about an hour of total active use time on it. So you may want to leave it plugged in. It's a USB Type A to micro USB, but if your power goes out, you know that the camera will run for another hour, something like that. So that's a pretty nice backup in such a small camera. Now, you can plug this in with any AC to USB adapter that you probably have from your phone or your tablet to keep it going and powered all the time. Now, interestingly enough, they give you a nice little stand here. There's some sticky tape here that means that you can mount this to the ceiling or to the wall, and you'll be good to go with that. You also get a metallic magnetic disc here with some sticky-sided tape on there, and you can mount the camera onto that. Or if you want, you can just set it down. It's got a nice rubberized texture on it, and you can set the camera on this, and you can get some pretty good angles if you're just going to use this as a desktop stand. This will work out just fine. So you don't have any problems here with this nice little stand that they include. Taking a look at the camera itself, it is very small. It is 1.1 by 1.1 by 1.1 inches. So this is a super compact, small camera. You can see that there's two IR LEDs there for night vision. This does support motion detection as well, full 1080p HD video, and a 120-degree wide-angle lens. On the back, you've got your USB plug-in for recharging / powering the battery that's inside, and a micro SD card slot that will take up to a 128 gigabyte card that is not included. So that is something that you'll have to provide on your own. Overall, a really nice construction here for such a little tiny camera. Now, they also include this, which is the same thing as your charging cable, USB Type A to micro USB, but it's a posable gooseneck setup here, which is really nice because then you can plug this into, say, a wall outlet, and then you can arrange it. If you don't want to use the stand, you can arrange it any way you would like to and get the angle that you need from where you can just plug it in. You can just leave it plugged in like this, and it works really, really well. Now, you could also plug this into a battery power bank as well if you wanted to supply power to this for longer durations. So that's a pretty cool little extra that they throw in with this, and I do like it. Okay, so getting set up with the app is pretty simple. You've got two buttons on the top. The one on the right is your power button. One on the left is the reset button. If you hold the reset button down for 10 to 15 seconds, it will wipe out all the information on the camera, reset it back to factory. Holding down the power button, you'll get a red LED that says that you do have power, and you'll get a slow blinking blue LED, means you're ready to set up the camera. So let's point the camera at Dr. Strange here. Take a look at the HD Wi-Fi Cam Pro app, again available for Android or iOS. I have it for Android, and when you open it up, it's going to have a plus symbol in the middle here to add a new camera, or up in the upper right hand corner. Now, when you get to this portion here, there are several different ways to set this up. Configure the device to connect to the Wi-Fi network. We're going to do that secondly. The first thing that you're going to want to do is we're going to connect directly to the device. So I want my phone to connect directly to the device, and then we'll be able to configure our Wi-Fi. It says turn on the Wi-Fi settings and look for a hotspot that starts with a 3-digit code. So we're going to go into our Wi-Fi here, and we're going to look for the hotspot that the camera is sending out. So let's take a look. There it is, a DGK, a bunch of numbers and a bunch of letters. So let's connect to that real quickly. And when we do, it's going to ask me whether I want to connect all the time, or if I want to connect to this only this time. You can choose either one. I'm going to say only this time. And then we're going to go back to the app. So now we're connected directly to the camera. If we go back to the app, it is now going to take us to the camera directly. And now you can see I've got my picture and we're set up and ready to go. And you've got this big configure network button right here in the middle of the screen. So that's what we're going to want to do, because we want to put it on our Wi-Fi so that if I'm out of the house at work, or in my office, or at the grocery store, or at wherever, I want to be able to check in on the camera. So you can see if you do this, you'll have a list of your wireless access points. You're going to want to take your 2.4 gigahertz network. It's not a 5 gigahertz network enabled camera. So I'm going to put in my password for my Wi-Fi here. And then once we get the password for the Wi-Fi, it will then upload my Wi-Fi name and password to the camera, and I'll be able to access it anywhere I am. So now what it's going to do is there's going to be a little pop-up here that says that we're good to go. Wi-Fi setting has succeeded. Camera will be restarted. Now what it's going to do now is upload that information to the camera. The camera is going to reboot, and now we are going to be successfully connected to the Wi-Fi and ready to go. Okay, so now that we're online and connected to Wi-Fi, we can go and check our picture quality here. And you can see it's got good real-time feedback on this. I've got a pretty good, clear, sharp picture here. You've got some adjustments that you can make here at the top. You can flip your picture, and you can also, flip it left or right, up or down, depending on how you have it mounted. You may want to flip that. You've got a battery indicator there. You can turn on or off the infrared, or leave it on auto. I like to leave it on auto. That way your night vision will come on when it needs to. You can adjust all the way from 720p to 4K. We might as well put it in the highest resolution so that we can show you what that looks like as well. Now at the bottom here, we've got a couple different things that we can do as well in the app. We've got a video button here, and what this is going to do is save a video with sound directly to my phone, which is great, so I can check it out whenever I want to and locally play it back on my device. Phone, tablet, whatever you're connected with. If you do have an SD card in the slot, when you do get motion detections, of course it will save it to the SD card, and it will overwrite, when it gets full, the oldest file. Now this can also do photos too, so you can take still pictures, and you do have a hold to talk button, but it does not have a speaker. The camera itself does not have a speaker, so you can't speak to the camera, but it does have a microphone, so if you hit the audio button, you'll be able to hear everything that the camera hears. So you can hear what the camera sees, but you cannot speak to the camera. That is one thing it does not do. Now we do have some adjustments here that we can make to the picture on the fly. Contrast, brightness, you can up the sensitivity of your microphone as well if you would like to raise the volume of your microphone. And there's a horn one too for certain cameras that do have alarms. This one does not. Okay, so looking at the camera settings, we've got our Wi-Fi settings, user settings, time, and this is where you can select your time zone. This is for that timestamp that shows up. You can set it manually, or you can use the button at the bottom that says use the phone time to calibrate the device's clock. So that's great, no problems there. Your alarm here, and this is going to be for your motion detection. You can have it opened or closed, either on or off. Alarm push, meaning that it will tell you when you have an motion detection, and it will either save video when it gets motion detection or not, and how long that will be. Now, I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, so you're not going to see that, and your detection sensitivity is there as well. You can also go into the record settings, and if you have a SD card installed, you can format it here, and you can tell it what you want it to do as far as how long to record when it gets an alarm. You can also restart, reset, or delete the device from here as well. Now, using this in landscape looks just as good, if not better, because you're using more of your screen. You can see we have a pinch to zoom here as well that works pretty well, no problems there. You have all your on-screen buttons that we've already gone over, like taking photos and listening to your audio, and of course your contrast, brightness, and all of those adjustments are there in landscape as well. Last thing we're going to talk about is a night mode, or it has some IR LEDs, and you can see it was a very fast switch over from the color daytime mode to the IR night mode. I do have that here. I can zoom in if I need to. It's a pretty clear and crisp picture for such a small sized camera, and it works out really, really well. So if you're looking for a small discrete camera that you can capture images at night, this one will definitely work out for you. So there you go. That's my review of the EUFRIR mini Wi-Fi spy camera. This is a really small Wi-Fi camera that even has a battery backup on its own that has a decent night mode and works very well with the included app. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll check you guys out on the next one.